us off, right?
I am so lucky to be back again with the amazing Dr. Staci today because Dr. Staci, you are one of my favorite people to interview because every time I speak to you, I learn so much. So thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, thank you, Catherine. I'm excited to be here.
Oh, now we've got a real treat for everyone watching this today because we're going to be talking about the fascinating subject of energy blockages and how that affects both our physical and emotional health. And Dr. Staci, you are an expert in functional medicine. Can you just tell the listeners a little bit about what functional medicine is?
Absolutely. So functional medicine looks at the root cause of whatever is happening in the body. So we'll talk in terms of symptoms. So you have pain, you have inflammation, you have sleep issues, energy issues, maybe mental, clarity, brain fog, things like that, skin issues, things that are, putting your body, for some reason, it's out of balance. So the body is reacting in a specific way. So functional medicine looks at how can I get to the root of that problem to actually address it and not do it in a way that is masking a symptom, but actually saying, okay, where is the body out of balance? What organ is out of balance? What system is out of balance? And what do I need to do nutritionally or in my self-care practices, or herbs, different things like that? What tools can I use to help bring my body into homeostasis so that I don't have to continue to experience these things? Because we know if we let things get out of hand, one thing after the next, they compound, and you have a list of problems, of issues, of symptoms. So functional med says root cause, let's get down to it. And we know at the foundation, of course, we're looking at nutrition, we're looking at detoxification, and we're looking at those modalities to be able to help put the body into balance and assist it in that process with proper nutrition and detoxification.
I absolutely love it because there's probably not a single person watching this today where either themselves or a family member, whether it's two-legged or four-legged, hasn't got something that's out of balance. And the beauty is each time we go on this journey of self-discovery, of looking at the root cause, we learn so much and we gain so much information, which not only puts back into balance what's gone out, but also is giving us all the tools in our toolkit to actually stop it happening again, which in this ever-changing world where we're being bombarded from all direction is so important. Now, one of the things I'm really fascinated about, because as a sort of wellness practitioner for animals and humans myself, I see this happening so much, is how energy gets blocked in the body, whether it's physical cause, emotional cause. It's a really fascinating subject, and we're going to talk a little bit about this and about how the amazing Lifewave patches help to release those blockages. But in your experience as a functional medicine practitioner, how relevant is this in terms of energy blockages, in terms of what it affects us and how that might manifest in physical or emotional symptoms?
Well, Catherine, we are more energy than we are anything else. So it is imperative that we understand that and that we know how to address that in the body or learn the tools and techniques to be able to address it. Everything we're doing in our life is either keeping our body into balance or throwing our body out of balance. And so I always go back to the blue zones. Right? Those are the pockets of the oldest people on the planet, and looking at their self-care practices. What do they do that the modern, person doesn't do that has really thrown them out of that balance to where they're not living their best quality of life? So when I look at energy blockages, number one, I'm going to look at, of course, the food. Right? You remember when you were a kid and they said you are what you eat, and you really didn't think that much about it. But now that is fact. Like, we really are what we eat. And when we eat foods that are alive, that are nutritious, that fuel our body, then we don't have the things that bog us down, the processed packaged foods, the foods that are not even real. Let's be honest, right? Lab created meats and all this other stuff out there. It's scary what we're putting into our body. So that is foundational. But then also our emotions, our mental state. We know there's a lot going on in the world. There's been a lot, especially the last 3 years, that people have really put an emotional and mental burden on people. And so when you hold on to those things, you've seen the scale, right? Love, appreciation, joy, peace, abundance, health, wealth, prosperity, all things great from God. And then you get down into the resentment, the worry, the guilt, the fear, the anger, the frustration, the shame, these lower level feelings. All of that is a huge contributing factor to our energy and our energy flow in our body. So staying in that space of appreciation and love and peace and joy and happiness, even when there is chaos going around in the world, as in so without, right? As above, so below. And so having to make sure that we keep our emotional and mental state is so. I remember years ago reading the CDC in one of the books that I was, in my holistic health. It was all about maybe 90% of the CDC even saying, Center for Disease Control, that 90% of diseases have an emotional root cause.
Yeah.
And, I go to the chiropractor. I've been going to a chiropractor since I was 18 years old. And so, okay, you've got this, or you've had this accident, or you've had this injury or whatever. What is the energetic cause? What is the emotional root cause of this? And I remember thinking, what? This has to do with my childhood, with my dad, or with my mom, or my sibling. How does this stuck energy in my body, this pain, this blockage, have to do with something that happened in my past? So number one, being aware of that. And then number two, saying, what are the tools that I'm going to use to be able to help myself to release these blockages? And so that may be something you want to talk about, of course, as well too. On top of the Lifewave patches, I'm sure you have self-care practices as well as I do. I'm big. I'll tell you a real simple, easy one to clear physical and emotional and mental blockages: grounding.
Yeah.
Earthing, grounding is huge. You're outside in nature all the time. I'm huge on being outside. I go outside with my bare feet. I have a poodle. Hopefully she doesn't bark. She's sleeping right now. But we go outside 10, 15 times a day. And I go out barefoot every single time and get in the grass every single time. That, if you just stand on the earth a solid 10, 15, 20 minutes a day, you can clear a lot of blockages in your body, emotionally, physically, just because of the earth being hit with the electricity from the lightning so many times. What, 500,000 times a day at least. So being able to do the things, the practices, meditation.
Yeah.
Meditation is huge for clearing emotional blockages, mental blockages. And I'm a big proponent of the gratitude journal. I'm very big on writing down the things that I'm grateful for and focusing on those things every day. Because, grateful heart has more to be grateful for. This. You can't be grateful and ticked off at the same time. You can't live in a place of appreciation and love and joy and live in a place of resentment and anger and fear, right? It's faith or fear. But you don't get to pick both at the same time, right? Everything's energy. And, Abraham calls it the discs. So
Yeah.
which disc are you on? You have to pick the disc of fear or the disc of faith, right? Abundance or lack, peace or whatever it may be, the opposite of that. And so those are important things to know about and to practice. Those are practices.
I love it. I was just looking around because I had my gratitude journal here earlier, and these simple things that cost people nothing are so important. So we're going to be talking about a whole range of solutions, as you already have, but there's, for every single person listening here, there's something that you can do right here, right now. But consistency is really key, isn't it, Dr. Staci?
Oh, you have to. You don't just go stand outside for 10 minutes one day and go, okay, I want all my problems gone. That's like saying I'm going to go to the gym and work out one time and I want to be fit and, healthy, or I want to eat one salad with these vegetables on it and poof, everything's great. That's, again, going back to the blue zone. These practices that you're doing day in, day out, every day, they become those habits. They become your life and who you are. And so you have a different body. You wake up a different person. And it's all a choice. And it does require you to use your own willpower over yourself, obviously. But when you form those little habits and you start making those little changes, that compound effect, you no longer have to use your own willpower. It's just something you do. I got in a little after midnight last night. We flew back from Barbados, got up at 6:30 this morning, took the dog out, brushed my teeth, get my clothes on, went for a 2-mile walk, came back, went in the gym, lifted some weights, spent about 45 minutes in there. Why? Because it's what I do. Right? I've got to get out in nature. Even though I spent the weekend in Barbados, I was all over nature, but I still wanted to get out. I wanted to, ground and clear and center my mind here now for the day and for the week to come. And I want to make sure that I'm doing things to help build that lean muscle mass in my body, which is going to support me as I age. Right? So it's a choice. It is a choice, but it's definitely little habits, little choice things you can do daily to be able to help your body. But when you look at your energy, and if you're aware of yourself and you say, I'm not happy, I don't feel good about myself, or I don't feel, or I'm upset, or I'm worried, and you let these things go and continue without stopping that pattern, that's where you're falling off that cliff, right? You're going off that cliff into the lower level vibration, and that gives way for all the pain to come in. So we have to deal with that pain. We have to deal with it on an emotional and mental level.
I just love it so much, because the thing is, wherever anyone is on their journey, our body is always giving us clues. The beauty is our body is giving us feedback all the time. If you want to know whether you're in balance or not, if you want to know whether your habits are supporting you or not, just listen to yourself, listen to your body. And if you find you've gone off track, the beauty is all these tools can be put in place again. None of us are perfect. We're all going to slip off the bandwagon every so often. But when we learn, the more we learn to listen to our body, the earlier we can catch those warning signs, and the easier it is to rebalance.
Very true. Very true. And I definitely want you to understand that like you said, no one's perfect. We're all going to have days and ups and downs, and we're dealing with things. We're human. We are here having a human experience.
Yeah.
And so you're going to be bombarded by, emotional pieces from family, from friends. You may be in accidents. You may have, physical limitations, but everything can repair itself. The body wants to be in balance physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, wants to be in harmony. And so no matter how old you are, you can make those changes. You can take those steps to be able to get your body back into balance. I love Louise Hay. Louise Hay.
I love it.
You can heal your life. I love her book because I'm sure you have it right there. Yeah.
There's no accident in this, folks. There's no accident why we put certain things all there, and why all of us who work in this functional medicine field are really talking about the same tools, because they really work. And when you just start incorporating them more and more into your daily life, they really work.
Yeah, you can heal your life. Go through the book. I love any part that's hurting or anything that's out of balance. Look at the emotional component. Look at the things that you may be thinking. Be aware, then self-aware of what you may be thinking, and replace that with positive beliefs and thoughts.
Yeah,
our body's listening.
Yeah, it really is. It's listening, and it's this constant feedback the whole time. And I was just looking for my other book, but it's over there. Yvette Rose, who's really brilliant on the metaphysical anatomy, and she's been a guest on my podcast a couple of times. And that woman is just amazing. She's sort of taken Louise's hair almost and gone to another level with it. Absolutely incredible. So one of the things that I wanted to tell people about today, because quite honestly, I have been blown away by this, Dr. Staci, and so is my daughter. I'm going to read a little testimonial from her in a minute. But as well as all the tools and techniques that you've just spoken about, for people to really understand when energy is getting trapped in their body and it's manifesting in physical symptoms and emotional symptoms, and how we can clear that on a daily basis. We've spoken about Lifewave patches before, and we're going to go into the Icewave patches here. These are off the scale brilliant. I was honestly speechless when I tried these for the first time. And bear in mind, I'm someone that works with light therapy, acupuncture, meridians all the time. So I shouldn't be speechless, but I was. But before we delve into the Icewave, Dr. Staci, I will put the links that I've done with Dr. Staci below, where we go into a lot more detail about how these patches work. But in a nutshell, I'm just going to get them out for the viewer. The Icewave, we're going to talk about two patches. We've got a white one and a tan one, and we'll explain why in a minute. But how can a little patch like this that you place over certain positions in your body actually work?
Well, because it works with our body's own energetics. We are energy, we are electrical. And so it works with that electrical system, with our body's own bioelectric system. So when you put the patches on areas working with the polarity of the body, there's a white one and a tan one. So the white one typically stays to the right side of the body, the tan stays to the left side. So you've got a positive and a negative. And so when you do that, pain is stuck energy. I know it looks opposite,
Oh,
right?
it's like the
Yeah.
camera. Yeah.
White, right, tan, left. Pain is stuck energy. And so when you put them on the body, that helps to open up those energetic channels, being able to work with the body's own electrical system to release blockages. So an easy thing to do. I'm in pain. Well, put it on the bottoms of your feet, this K1 acupuncture point. That's an easy place to really get the energy flowing throughout your entire body. We have meridians going through your body, like you said, acupuncture. You can use these on acupuncture points, acupressure points, depending on the different issues, but we can also just specifically place them directly on the areas of pain. You can also move them around to where you have, for example, if I put the white one on my shoulder and the tan one on my other shoulder and the pain's not gone, well, then what I can do is I can actually put the tan one on the spot and I can move this around clockwise because pain, we know, kind of radiates out in different directions. So I can move this around until I can find the spot that opens up that energy channel to relieve that pain. Again, it's just stuck energy. So opening up that stuck energy and moving it around until you're able to get that to happen. It should happen pretty quickly.
Yeah. Now, there's loads more advice about really how to use it. So you always reach out to myself or whoever's recommended the Lifewaves, and we can send you, because there's so many video resources. And every book comes with a little, every patch comes with a little booklet, which will show some suggestions. But I wanted to share a story about this, two areas. So when I first got these, I didn't order these for the first few months I was using the Lifewave. And then I thought, right, I'm going to try them. Now, my daughter, who's rehabbing from ACL, cruciate ligament complete repair surgery, she's just getting really back into her football now. And she managed to tweak one of her calf muscles. So we followed the instructions, and she put the brown patch over the point source of pain. And then the white patch, we moved around the locations. We weren't quite hitting the mark. So I said, try the muscle insertion point. So she did the muscle insertion point, and it went completely. But what I want to express to people, and Dr. Staci can help us explain why, is this isn't masking something. So she wasn't doing herself harm. She wasn't going to re-injure herself. What she'd done is released that stored energy. And when she then took them off, 12 hours later, the pain didn't come back again. It was absolutely phenomenal. And I did the same thing with my hips. I've got an ongoing years that I've got sort of really bone on my hips, or I used to have. Whether I have any more after all I've been doing, I'm not sure, but I completely overdid it the other day. I went for like a 10-mile walk, and then I did loads of gardening, and then I was lifting loads of heavy water buckets with the horses, and by the end of the day my hips were really sore. So I literally found the right point, and I put one of the brown patch over the worst point of pain and the other one on the other side over there. Miraculous, absolutely miraculous. So if people are wondering whether the Lifewave patches really work, the first ones I would actually start with now would be the Icewave, because when you feel these results for yourself, they're phenomenal. Talk us why it's not actually just masking the pain, Dr. Staci.
Well, because of the energy systems in the body, because of those meridians and the channels that run through our body, it's not going to be like a over-the-counter type stuff, thing that you would take that would just kind of make it dull for a while. Like I said, pain is stuck energy. And so when you can open that up, working with the body's own light or heat that we emit, and working with that energetic system within the body, it's just releasing what's stuck, what's not flowing, the chi or the energy that's not flowing through the body. So it's just releasing it. It's no different than, let's say, you go to the chiropractor or you go to the acupuncturist and you're getting your adjustments, whatever. So that is helping to release what's not functioning correctly, what's stuck, right? Energetically and or maybe even physically if you're doing chiropractic manipulations. So opening that up is not going to hurt you or make you feel like, oh, well, I'm just, I've taken a pain pill and now I can go do, run a marathon. I'll be fine. No, it's actually releasing what is causing. I'm not saying it's going to get down to the root of the problem. Maybe there's more in there that obviously we know X39, helps with that, but it definitely is not going to just mask your symptom. It's going to help with the energetics of your body to be able to free up your body for mobility. We see a huge improvement in mobility with people and being able to function.
And it's so true. I mean, you've got to experience this for yourself to really believe it. And you shouldn't just believe what people like us are saying. It's really important that if you've got a challenge or you feel that you could need a little bit of assistance, because as you said, Staci, there's so many tools, the grounding, the exercise, the food, the quality of the water, you're managing your stress levels, meditation. All these things are part of a balanced lifestyle. But if you feel that you need a little bit of help, particularly if you're dealing with, long-term or chronic issues. My neighbor, I said just before we came on to record, my neighbor's just messaged me and she's got a really bad trapped nerve. She's got a slip disc. So I'm just about to go round and patch her as soon as we finish. Having these things in your toolbox. And I've also been using them with my horses. So one of my horses is 33 years old. So, he's a senior boy. And when the farrier comes to trim his feet, he's a little bit stiff and finds it difficult, particularly since he's small and the farrier is huge, to get his legs up high enough. So I patched him using the AccuLife, which are the animal equivalent of the Icewaves before. Phenomenal difference, absolutely phenomenal. So having these tools in your toolkit, it just relieves, it's just wonderful, and it's just brilliant to be able to help other people out with them.
Well, in a way that's not going to hurt you. It's non-invasive.
Exactly.
It doesn't have any side effects. Some of the over-the-counter things can be extremely toxic. We were in Barbados this weekend. My husband played golf yesterday, and the course was a little wet. It had rained that morning, and he slipped and almost fell, but didn't fall. And he's like, "Oh, I think I slipped. Kind of threw my back out a little bit." I put some Icewave on him, and Gary keeps going. Never missed a beat. So it just kind of tweaked things a little bit. When you open that energy channel back up, then the pain is gone, and you can move right around, on your day. So in a way that doesn't harm you.
Yeah,
it doesn't put your body in damage.
It's so important because I'm going to put the playlist, as again, I'll just explain to everyone below, where Dr. Staci goes into a lot more detail in some of our other videos about how these work, for those of you that haven't seen that already, because we don't want to go, this to be too long today.
Yeah.
So do you think we could finish off, Dr. Staci, by just showing people, if they do want to order, the most cost-effective way to do so?
Yeah, absolutely. So you have a website, Catherine.
Yeah.
And so they will go to your website.
I'm just going to share my screen and open that up for everyone. So the links for this will be below, everyone. So if you can see this, you'll go to my website. We will see the Lifewave patches. So you will click on the Lifewave patches. Unfortunately, it's a little bit slow. Come on, website. Been having real problems with my Zoom today, so I think I have to stop share and go to the actual page. Let's have a look. So we go to the Catherine Edwards Life, go to the Lifewave patches and click on there. It's not playing ball at all at the moment. I'll reload my website. All right. Okay, let me share again. Sorry, always good. I've never worked with technology, animals or children. Right, let's see if this works. So we're on the Lifewave patch, and you will go, I have got some instructions here, but you'll go to the buy product page, which will take you to the Lifewave site.
So I would click join. If you click join, that's going to give you the option to become a brand partner on the left. And then you'll scroll down a little bit where it gives you the button right there where it says join us. Yep. This gives you the ability to purchase at wholesale. So you can pick the wholesale pack that you want, We typically start at silver because there's no fee, there's no requirements. You can just mix and match the patches that you want at the wholesale price. And so if you were to click silver, then you would be able to, on the right, X out some of those X39. So let's just say on the right, let's move down the 3, move it down to 2.
Move it down to 2.
And then I'd go down there to the Icewave, and you can add in 2 of those. Yep. And if you refresh your screen, it should turn green. Oh, you want to make that 2.
Oh, I want to make that 2. Yeah.
Yeah, make that 2.
So what I love about this, folks, is this orange bar on the bottom. And I just wanted to show people because it's really easy once you know how. But the first time you're doing anything, every website is different. With this orange bar, because of the silver pack, you get either 3 of the X39, or if you take off one of the X39, you get 2 of the other patches instead. So that's amazing value. So now you can see we've got in our basket 2 of the X39, which is 2 months worth of that, and 2 sachets of the Icewave patches. And you can see the bar's gone green. So that means that you've filled up your shopping cart for the silver.
Right, exactly. And you can play around with it. You're able to even remove another X39, and you could add an Eon and a glutathione if you wanted, and you can get all of that in that wholesale pack for $2.99. And the beautiful thing about a wholesale pack is, like I said, you don't have any fees, you don't have any requirements. You can just buy it wholesale, and you have that wholesale account for life, and you can order anytime you want for whatever you want, always getting the discount. So you've never had to pay retail. So if you were back on your main website, Catherine, you want to go back to your main website real quick?
Yeah. I'll just have to, unfortunately, the website is soon, so I'll just go and do that.
Yeah. A lot of times people will click shop, and I want them to see the difference.
Yeah.
If you click shop, because you think, oh, I'm just going to shop, then you're going to pay retail, or you're going to end up with some type of fee and probably a 6-month auto ship. And sometimes people are fine with that, but a lot of times people don't want those set requirements. So see where it says shop?
Yeah.
Let's just say you picked Icewave. You can go down to Icewave at $79.95 if you wanted to pay retail for that. And so, of course, it's your choice what you do. But you can see if you wanted to subscribe, you would pay a fee, and then you would be set up on a 6-month auto ship to get them for $69.95. If you bought them the way I just shared with you in the wholesale pack, they're only $49 in the wholesale pack. Big difference.
It's a big difference. So I do have the instructions on that, but I just wanted to explain to people that, you know, look through the instructions. And if you're not sure, reach out to me and I can help you through the process, because we really want, if anyone's trying this, for them to get the right products for themselves at the best possible price. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing all that today. My family and I have been completely blown away with these Icewaves. Of course, the other products that we've talked about in other shows are brilliant, but I did think that this is something that affects everyone. When we understand how our energy flows through our body, how it affects our physical health, our emotional health, and how these patches can really help instantly show us that we did have this trapped energy in the body and help us release it. What's not to love about that?
Exactly. In a non-invasive, safe way.
It's so important. These are non-transdermal. They're not introducing anything into your body. They're just basically reflecting back into your body its own energy. This is what we love. These amazing bodies have got all the power within us. Just sometimes they need an extra helping hand.
Exactly.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Any final words before we leave everyone for today?
Oh, I would just say today is the day to have a better quality of life. And this is a tool that helps you to improve your quality of life. When you're in pain, you're not sleeping. When you're in pain, your mental faculties are not the top notch that they could be. So we really need to address the issue of pain so that you can have the best quality of life. And this is a simple, easy, and affordable way to be able to do that.
Absolutely. And if people need any advice, do reach out to me, please. All my contact details are below. I'm also, Stacey and I are very experienced about using these with animals as well, so we can help advise you on that. Thank you so much, Dr. Staci. I love it. I always learn so much when I speak to you. And thank you so, so much for anyone that's watched this. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and please do share your experiences.
Thank you, Catherine. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Bye. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen. And if you feel inspired, please do share with your friends and family. My goal is to inspire as many people as I can to live their best lives, to stay curious, and to raise their consciousness and that of the collective. So to do this, I need to reach as many people as possible, and this needs your help. If you feel drawn, would you be willing to share your favourite episode with 5 different people? This helps us spread the word and also helps me encourage some exciting new guests to take part in this podcast. If you feel drawn to do that, I will be very, very grateful. All the links and discount codes where applicable for all the products that I support are on my 2 websites, catherineedwards.life and catherineedwardsacademy.com. All of the products are personally tried and tested by me, my family, and my clients. And finally, please do press the follow or subscribe button, depending which platform you're listening on. And above all, stay curious and stay free.